We've got glazed porcelain tile, 2-inch paver, a piece of granite, a matte tile as well. Here in today's video, I'm going to show you what this wet 7-inch tile saw is capable of. Right before me, you're going to see various types of porcelain ceramic tiles and pavers, and we're going to see how easily it cuts through it. And make sure you check out our interactive flipbook where you find tools and renovation gadgets for any job you may have. Look in the description for the link. So we've got a 2-inch paver, we've got a piece of granite, we've got a piece of glazed porcelain tile. This is from a 7/16 34 by 16 tile, and then we've got a 12 by 24, again a glazed ceramic tile, and of course we have a matte tile as well. This one, it already cuts through. I already tested it. It's quite good. This one is actually cut, so you can see that very seldom do you find, you know, tears on the edging, but nothing that you couldn't get out with a sanding block, a diamond sanding block. So enough of talking, let's go and see how well this saw performs. This saw has a 7-inch blade. It's got 5,400 rotations per minute. It's got a rip length of 24 inches, but if you really want it, you could probably get away with getting it to 36. And let's start with our glazed tile. Now we're only going to be cutting a little sliver here because I'm actually using it in a project. Now there is a laser here, you're going to notice there is a little laser, so it makes our job a lot easier. All right, so let's do our cut. So it did quite a spectacular job, actually even better than on the non-glazed ones. So perfectly straight edge, and this is our tiny thin little piece. So now we're going to do 7/16 piece of marble. Now, marble is a very sort of a soft material, and it actually does an even better job cutting it on the edge. You can see that? Brilliant. It's beautiful on marble. Next up, piece of porcelain tile, a little thicker. So what I did here is I by accident forgot to lock this down in place. I've done that a couple times, so that's a newbie mistake. Don't forget that, because while it will cut as you pull it, the saw will go up and down. Thankfully, because this saw is so good, again, absolutely no tears whatsoever. Now we're going to be doing a paver. Perfect job. There you go. So we're gonna be doing a 45 cut. Let's try it on this piece first.
when it comes to cutting on an angle, it also does a pretty perfect job, but you got to go at least twice as slower. But as you can see, pretty nice. Let's do one more cut and see if we can butt them beside each other. Well, I cut it in reverse, but cut's pretty nice. One more cut I'm going to show you is the plunge cut. Now that is when you're inside the tile and you want to cut like a triangle or a square. So let's assume I want to cut this little square out of this. That is called a plunge cut. Now to get a plunge cut out, it's actually not that difficult. You just got to maneuver the saw a little more than you would if you were just pushing this tray. So we're going to let this loose because we want to be in control of the saw ourselves, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to align it in the center, right, of where the box is. And we're going to do a very fine job pressing it down, making sure we don't actually go past with the line in the front and the line in the back. Now we're going to do that on the first line, on the second line, and then we're going to shift the tile and we're going to do it again on the opposite line. So let's go and do that. So what you're seeing here is I'm going from here to here, but what you're going to notice on the back, I didn't even get through it. That's probably because the score is so fine. So what I would do is I ended up coming in here with a grinder, a hand grinder, and I would do an X here, and then I would punch in the hole. So let's see if we can get this out with the saw. The laser really comes in handy. So now we've got a square. Again, this square is a little too small in my opinion. I probably would have done it with a grinder, with a hand grinder, but let's see if we can get it. Alright, so at this point we basically have an X. So let's see if we can punch this out. On the back you can see we have an X, but it should break. I'm saying I probably would have used a grinder, but doesn't seem like it. Oh, okay. So we got 1, 2, 3. Well, that didn't work, but you guys get the picture, right? I probably would have used a hand grinder. Perfect little saw. It came in only under $200. I'm going to leave a link in the description of where I got it. The blade came with it. If you enjoyed this video, find it helpful, click the link. Oh, by the way, that's the box. That's the box. Thanks for watching.